Hello everyone, my name is Slothcakes and welcome back to another episode of Mobile Suit Quick Looks. Now today in the hangar we have a suit that I visually like a lot, and that's the Hi-Zak. Now there's a few things I have to get into before we jump into this, but before we even get to that, let's start with the lore. And with the lore, I really like this suit's history, just because I'm going to show it right here. This is the Mobile Suit explanation, but to give you guys my little story, is the Hi-Zak in short is an upgraded Zaku 2. Just spec-wise, cockpit-wise, and it's also been upgraded so it could use beam weaponry. So it's just a buffed-up Zaku 2, which sounds cool. But the funny thing is, during the fight of Babaku at the end of the 1-year war, the Zaku 2 was a very outdated mobile suit. Then we move forward to Zeta Gundam in the Grips War. The Hi-Zak is just an upgraded Zaku 2. And you see this a lot in Gundam lore, which is they just use very outdated mobile suits, just slap on a few things and call it a day. But yeah, this thing was not the best mobile suit lore-wise. It was kind of a death trap just because everything else just was much better than this thing. But let's see if this translates gameplay-wise and just jump into this guy. Now, before we get into the stats, there's two things I have to tell you guys. First is, like the MK2, I have the level 2 Hi-Zak. So, just do note that the level 1 is just going to be 50 cost less, and the stats are going to be lower, and the part slots are going to be less. But everything I'm going to show you will just translate over real easy. And second is, I'm missing one of its melee weapons. The Hi-Zak has 2 melee weapons. To explain them in short, the one I'm going to show you is the one it comes with. It gives it a Federation-like swing, while the other one gives it a Zeon Zaku Heat Hawk swing. The Zaku Heat Hawk one, I believe, is a little better, but I don't have that, so I can't show you guys that, sadly. But anyways, let's jump into the stats. The Hi-Zak is a level 1, 400 cost, ground and space, general type. And for stat-wise, we're looking at a pretty bulky guy that doesn't do anything remarkable. His health is good, all of his resistances are good, his range boost is a little lacking, but his melee boost is pretty good, and with his melee weapons, you're gonna do some solid damage. Speed and thrusters are okay, and for enhancements, thankfully we have some low enhancements. Max is 1450, and you only need to go to 580 if you want those extra part slots. Now moving on to build, we're looking at 12, 14, and 6. The Hi-Zak has only one job. It's a very simple suit, and it's going to stun the enemy, then go for the backslash. That's your single job. However, how you do this job is up to you. You can either be bulky, either go all damage, do some speed. It really depends on how you want to do this job. Here's the build I have. It has some health, but also has some good melee damage to it. It really depends on you and what way you want to tackle this job. Just know, whatever build you have, you're going to stun the enemy, then hit him with the forward backswing. Now moving on to skills, the Hi-Zak has nothing really notable in terms of skills. We're looking at good skills, but nothing to really make note about. We're looking at 2 melee swings, a dodge roll, high performance balances, pretty normal stuff. The 2 out of the ordinary skills would be special leg buffer, which makes it he takes 10% less damage if he gets hit in the legs, which is nice because everyone aims for the legs, and also frontline support system, which just lowers your team's spawn rate by 5%, which is pretty cool. But anyways, with that being done, let's jump into training mode and see what this guy can do. Okay, now hopped into training mode. Visually, this guy's a little wide. Kind of a tall with the backpack, but nothing really to fret about. Probably just a wee bit taller than the Gundam. But anyways, walking speed, boosting speed, all average, nothing too special for a suit of this cost. Turning speed, nothing super special, it's pretty alright. Now, just look at the shield real quick. That shield has a lot of health. This thing will most likely outlive you. But besides that, nothing really big to talk about his movements and appearance. But now let's move on to his melee weapon, and sadly the only melee weapon I have is Hi-Zak Beam Saber, and it is the standard Federation Beam Saber. While I said again I don't have the other Beam Saber, the other one has Zaku swings. Now for the Murasai beam rifle. We're looking at a reload time of 16 seconds, a cooldown of 7 seconds, and a takeout time of 1 second. This is an ECAP based beam rifle, and since we're moving on to Zeta, you're going to see that a lot, but it has 6 shots per clip. In alright range, nothing too special, but this gun is very straightforward, and like this suit, it has a simple job of damage, but you're going to stun them. And what you do from here is extremely obvious. You're gonna stun, then you're gonna backswing. Now you don't have enough time to get another shot if you do the stun into forward backswing, but you could backswing into shot, but again, super straightforward of a weapon, and it's a very straightforward mobile suit. But anyways, it's a nice weapon. It's probably his best out of his 3 weapons you can choose. Now moving on to his second main weapon, the Zaku Machine Gun Custom. We're looking at 40 shots per clip, half a second takeout time, and a reload time of 6 seconds, which are some really good numbers. Doesn't mean you need to use that many mods if you don't need to. Now for what it does, it's a machine gun, has a pretty good rate of fire, but as you see, you don't need to use half the clip to stun it. And that's something that you don't see in a lot of machine guns. In a lot of machine guns, you're gonna have to waste half the clip to get a stun, but with this guy, you only have to shoot 13 times to get a stun, which means you can stun 2 times per clip with a few bullets left over. Now another interesting thing is you can combo it with the grenade. If they get hit by a grenade, it's going to take 7 shots to stun them, which is really cool. It just means if you're hucking grenades and you hit someone, it's going to take them a lot faster to get that stun. If they're stunned, that means you can pump more bullets into them. But with that being said, I do want to tell you, you cannot do this and vice versa. If you Zaku machine gun them, no matter how many times you shoot them, it being like 7 or 12, you cannot throw a grenade and get a stun. Also, if you shoot them, throw a grenade and shoot them, the grenade will reset the stun, so if they get hit with the grenade, it's still going to take 7 shots. It doesn't matter what you do before that. Which is something to do note, but either way, this is a pretty solid machine gun. It's good for stun, you can harass them with grenades, then machine gun, then go for the melee. But now moving on to his final main weapon, the Hyper Bazooka Modified. And this is a very simple weapon. We've been through a lot of bazookas in this series, and like this suit, it's super simple, but it has 12 shots per clip, which is a lot. It has a takeout time of almost 2 seconds, cooldown time of 7.5 seconds, so you have to be a little accurate. It has great range. And we're looking at a reload time of 13 seconds, but with 12 shots to a clip, there's a chance that you're gonna die before you use all those shots. But for what it does, you shoot them, you get a good stun, it does okay damage. That's basically what it is. Only thing to note is, he doesn't hold the bazooka over his shoulder, he holds it under his arm. This doesn't really do much, it's just a cool little thing to note about. You can shoot them and melee them, shoot them and throw a grenade. This guy only has the beam saber, grenade, and his main weapon, so your real combo potential is really small. Now for the Hi-Zak's only internal weapon, the enhanced hand grenades. You get 3 of them per clip, and we have a takeout time of 1 second, a cooldown of 2.5, and a reload of 13 seconds. And these hand grenades are very simple. They're enhanced because they do more damage, but the Hi-Zak doesn't have good range modifiers, so they're not going to be doing a ton of damage. But if you have a suit that has good range modifiers, grenades are going to do very good damage. But something I do want to talk about that I feel like a lot of people don't know is the long startup animation. Once you start that animation, you can boost. And I was going to show it right here. I'm boosting, I can't throw it. But the second I start throwing it, look at my left hand, I start boosting, and while I'm boosting it, I lob it. And that's very good. Just because you can get out the way while throwing it, you can chase someone while throwing it, it's very helpful to do. Just because if you're like at a bridge, you can toss it, boost out the bridge and hit someone under it. These are just some small interesting things you could do. And you could boost up in the air to get some even longer distances. I'm gonna say this a lot, just learn how to throw these things. But for what they all do on a mobile suit, it's very simple. They just do damage. You're not going to stun them. If you hit near them, if you hit them, they're going to do the same amount of damage. They can block it with their shield. It's a super simple weapon, but takes a master to learn it. So please practice it. But anyways, here's its counter. It's just a takedown like this, and he doesn't use his melee weapon, so no matter what melee weapon you have, it's the exact same. Looks kinda cool. And with that, thanks for watching. Now, the Hi-Zak is a pretty good mobile suit. It's a solid, high-cost general type with a single-purpose job of going up, stunning, and knocking down. And now, if you like that kind of stuff, this guy's right up your alley. But personally, I like a little bit more spice into my mobile suit, and just a little bit more like flavor and gimmicks. But that's just my opinion. But anyways, I just kind of like this suit. It was a very fast, quick look. Again, it's very simple. But you know, I just like doing this because I got it. And I just really embracing this Zeta movement that we're gonna soon start getting more and more Zeta suits. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoy making these. My name is Slothcakes, and I'll see you guys in the next quick look. Goodbye.